Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show you how to configure and install JavaFX into Eclipse. As we know, like JavaFX is not by default integrated into Eclipse, and we need to have it configured in a proper way to make it work. So in order to do that, we need three main extensions or elements to make it work. The first one is Eclipse Nightly, which is the template extension. I'm going to show you how to install that in a bit. And the second part is JavaFX library itself, which is about the tools and packages that you're actually using in development, right? And we're going to use those packages from Clone HQ. The third part is Theme Builder itself. And for the Theme Builder, it's actually the builder or the designer that you use to design and build your form, right? So for the first part, to have it ready, by this stage, I assume that you already have Eclipse installed and configured in your system. If not, please go to Eclipse packages here, download the latest package, and that's actually appropriate for your system. Eclipse IDE for Java developer for Windows systems, for example, would be appropriate for Windows operating systems. Now, if you have that in place already, the latest version, then you can go to Window and then install new software. This is the place you want to go to. And then you can copy the URL from here. Copy link, and just add that link into here. Right. So this will allow us to have the template, the initial template. So just click enter once you have this in place. And then you'll have these two components. One of them is the package itself and the single components. Choose both of them. We're going to use in the future. So select both of them and then select next. It should take a bit until it finishes. Yep, and these are the various components that we just going to install. So click next, and then you accept all of the terms and condition, and then finish. So in the bottom right corner here, you're going to find the progress of this installation. It should take like a few minutes to finish. Just allow it to finish first, and once it's done, then it will just ask you to restart. So you need to restart your Eclipse. Okay, now let's verify this template already in place. So start a new and try to make other. And if you just type down fx here, you should find this new template. So now we have the new fxml document in place. Now this will not work because we don't have the library itself, right? So let's install the library. One good place to have that library in place is clone HQ here. So if you follow this URL, so if you follow that URL, you'll find that we have here javafx from clone, and what you need to install here is this version. So Windows 23.0.1, the SDK version. I already downloaded this one and I created a new folder under my C here, and I call it Java, and then I installed that version in here. I just downloaded that into here, right? It's a zip folder, so you need to extract that. And why I choose to have Java under the C directly, because later, if you have some kind of unsupported characters in the path, this will not work. So the best practice here is to create a Java folder under your C or under your D directly, and just extract that file in there. So we're going to extract. Now we have the extracted version in here, as you can see, right? Okay. Now what we need to do is we head back to our file here. Okay. Now we need to add this to our user library under the module path. And how we do that? Now, we know that we have that installed under Java. So you navigate until you find the library here. This is what we're going to add. We copy this path, and then we go to window preferences. And once you are in preferences, then you go to Java. And under Java, there is build path here, and there is user library. So we click new, and then we call it javafx, right? And then OK. And then we edit this one, add external jars. Yes, add external jars from that path, the path we just copied, right? So we select all of those libraries from that path, and we click open. You'll notice that all of those external jars will be in here, right? Okay, apply and close. This is how we actually add those to be our external jars. This is the library that we need, right? One more thing, if you also go to preferences and you choose javafx here, add the library path into here. So this is the SDK library. You add it into here, right? This is one more thing. Apply and close, right? Okay. And then now we need the third components, right? Which is the sim builder itself. For the sim builder, you're also going to install it from this URL. So copy the link, go to that URL. And you need to choose the appropriate version. So the appropriate version would be also the Windows installer if you have Windows or other versions. So this one would be appropriate if you have Windows, or find the appropriate one to your system, right? I already also downloaded this one into the same folder here. And you just double click and install this as a normal installation. So it's just you click next, and then you follow along with the installation. I already installed this one, so it should be in here. If you have it installed in a proper way, then you can find the sim builder icon in your desktop. This is the sim builder. However, we're going to integrate that with Eclipse. So right click into that, right? And show more properties. And for the properties, you're going to find the target, which is the place for the actual exe, right? You need to copy this one and then go to Eclipse one more time, and then go to preferences. And then in preferences, you just copy and paste that one into here, right? So this is our sim builder exe place. Okay, now we have the library, we have the template, and we have the sim builder. Let's start a new project, right? So new. Yes, so javafx project here. So we select a new javafx project, and then next. And then in the project name, let's say hello fx, right? And we will keep everything by default for the default for now. So just click finish. And once you have that in there, you should have the hello fx in place, right? Now we don't have the fxml document, and we're going to add that in a bit. However, in order to make this project here figure out in the runtime that we have javafx libraries in place, we should add that to the packages at the runtime packages. So you go to run as and run configurations. And in the run configuration, we need to add two things actually. One thing is the javafx dependency for the javafx library ModulePath, right? And then advanced, and then add library, and then okay, and then user library. And from there, you choose the user library that we created initially, which is javafx. It should be in this place. One more thing to configure here is the argument, the virtual machine argument. So if you go back to that file, then you'll find this nice comment about how to integrate the VM, the virtual machine parameter here. So we copy this part and maybe clean it in Notepad. Okay. Yep. So we need to have the parameter like this one, right? Like the path, and then the path to your Java library, and then add modules, and then equal. We will have two modules, the javafx controls and fxml. So this one need to be changed to your actual library where you have your library. Now we have that under C, as I said. So we go there and copy that one here and add it into this path. Now this is the correct one in our case here. So we're going to copy this parameter, right? And then we can add to the argument here. Okay. Now let's apply this one. Okay. Now we have the runtime configuration. We still need to add one more thing, which is the package for the development part itself. So in order to do that, you click the properties for the project, right? And then we go to the Java build path here, and then we choose to add that to our class path here down there, right? So the class path need to also have that user library in place. So we add library, and we choose user library, and then we choose javafx, and then finish. Now we have that under class path as well. Okay. Now we have everything in place as configuration. Let's add our first fxml document. Okay, so other, and then fxml, which is this one here, right? Next, we will call it like hello for, and then finish. Okay. So I here wanted to test two things. First thing is whether our application working as expected or not after having this configuration. So in order to do that, just run the application. And if you do the setup in a proper way, you should have your famous empty window form just pop up. So this means your application running as expected. The second thing, I want to check whether this form going to use the sim builder, whether it's configured as expected or not. So right click on the fxml and open with sim builder. If you configure that in a proper way, you should have your sim builder for like also show up like this one. By this stage, we have configured our FX to work with Eclipse. In another demo, I'll show you how to integrate this form actually and make it work with our main Java entry.